fine.
Hello, internets! This is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9001, and we have something special for you tonight. Something that will touch your hearts and make you go, why do I come here?
I come here because you just bugged me in regular chat.
Yes, I specifically have brought Lupine in here because this
Where has it
story
gone?
was inspired by him.
Tell me to get my British ass into the chat so we can suffer the Eclipse Princess story. He must witness what he's wrought.
Because this story would not exist without Lupine. I want everyone to acknowledge that and embrace it. So, as always, I do link everything into the Discord if you wish to follow along.
Do you know what the sad thing is? It's because this is actually something I inspired. I am unfortunately sticking with it, so I know everything that's happened so far.
Oh God.
I mean,
see, I tried to stay with it because I was like, okay, Fate's gamble. I know this is gonna sort of go. I kind of want to see how he does it, and I got to the point where Zelrich was like, "Hey, Harry Potter, you have the everything. You are the chosen one." And I was just like, oh, ooh.
It doesn't actually do that, does it?
Ooh.
I don't think so. I can't actually remember. It's been a long time since I read it.
No, it doesn't literally do that, but it gets pretty damn close.
I know, but every time you say it did this, it's always an over-exaggeration by, like, times 1,000.
It is a bit of an exaggeration. It's
like,
not good, but...
No, Lupin, you don't understand. I've known this fuck for 8 years now. He exaggerates by, like, 10-fold and 100-fold constantly.
I mean, I've known him for 4 years, and God, I don't know how Max has lasted this long.
I have an unusual amount of patience for a
There's a
human
reason
being.
why I call him a saint.
Well, I mean, you put up with me too, so I get that you have an unusual amount of patience.
But anyway, so as per Twitch guidelines, I must remind everyone to not contact the author.
Don't be an asshole. The end.
Well, no, not even don't be an asshole again. Just don't contact them. Period. At all.
Yeah, just leave them alone.
Because even positive contact of like, hey, I want it better for you to help you improve your writing, would be considered harassment under Twitch guidelines.
Ooh, wow! So we can't even say, hey, if you have constructive criticism, just
straight
don't
up,
even bother.
You are not allowed to contact them.
Damn.
Just don't admit to it.
Yeah, no one make reviews saying we sent you. Don't do that.
Okay.
Because we're telling you right now, we ain't sending you.
Anyway, so announcement for Harry Potter and the Eclipse Princess. Is this their profile pic or just that's their specific story pic? Okay.
Yeah. Their profile. What the fuck is their profile pic?
Okay. The magical world has been split between wizards and magi for centuries, and both sides are happy to pretend the other does not exist. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end as Harry Potter finds himself growing up on the wrong side of the magical divide.
What?
Which side is that?
The side that has magic lollies.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
Wrong side of the magical divide. Is this another thing where sorcerers hate mages?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Okay, look. Least here's the thing. At least in D&D, there's a good reason for that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there would be actually, no. Actually, the only real reason would probably be because mages will just adopt people who don't normally have access to magic. Never mind. There's not much of a good reason except for the purebloods hating mages.
No, I have basically stolen the entirety of Chapter 1 from the Philosopher's Stone to write this chapter, as it felt the best way to start this story. Anyway.
So we can just skip.
So yeah, it's literally just Harry Potter Chapter 1. Still going. Okay. Final paragraphs. Moments after the old wizard left, a figure detached itself from the shadows surrounding the house and walked towards the child. It appeared to be a girl no older than 15. I'm just going to add some sins just to start off this for copying and pasting. I'd say around 215 sins. Right. She had pale, almost luminescent skin and jet black hair that fell to her waist. She was wearing a knee-length black gothic dress which blended in with the night. Her face could only be described as perfect. It was soft and kind and the author needs to choke on a dick. And radiated innocence. It did not appear possible for her even to think something unkind. So pure and good did she appear. Did she appear?
Did you ever see someone like that?
Did she appear?
You need to be suspicious.
Also, I'm pretty sure that's not how Altruge looks in any of her art. Never played Tsukihime though, so I wouldn't actually know.
Altruge doesn't actually show up in any official art, I don't think.
I think there's at least one thing of her. Surely there's one piece of official art of Altruge Brunstead. Surely there's one.
I think she's described at one
There's
point.
none.
There's none.
I don't think. No,
none.
you're right.
There's only fanon about what she looks like.
Yeah, it's like how Sumiri gets described, but she never actually gets shown, and so many others. It's like 95% of the Deadlepost's ancestors are just described and never shown.
Yeah. And pretty much the community has just adopted fanon for their looks.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway. Hello, Moth. As they say, appearances can be deceiving. This girl was Altruge Brunstead, the ninth dead apostle, ancestor, and master of primate murder, the beast of Gaia. She was known as the Eclipse Princess of Black Blood, and was one of the most dangerous beings on the planet. Altruge, I'm just going to call him Alt from now on, soon reached the child which had been abandoned on the doorstep of a family that would have despised him for being different, picked him up, and vanished into the night. So, as a author's note here, y'all. This story began back in 2015 in February, inspired by lupine horror story Fate's Gamble. But writer's block prevented me from posting this sooner.
Oh, it's always my favorite. Like, the most common thing you see as to why things don't get uploaded or stories just stop. Writer's block with a heavy dose of college or high school.
According to the profile, the guy's only 27, I think it says. I honestly have no idea what that would even mean, because I'm only 24 myself.
Instead of reading the entirety of the next couple chapters...
Apparently at graduate school. Oh, dear Christ, how do you have time to do anything?
So I'm going to summarize the next couple chapters for everyone, specifically because it gets worse, and that's just the general theme of this story. So, Chapter 2 takes place where Alt proceeds to invade the clock tower, looking for Zelrich, and terrorizes a couple of mages, and then there's this really shitty comedy scene.
That's kind of a theme, them terrorizing the clock tower mages. I mean, Harry and Elia prank them later on with Irisveel's help when Irisveel isn't going on trips with Arquid.
I know, yeah.
But then suddenly she stops turning up because the Ironsburns are assholes, etc., etc., etc.
And so it's this really bad scene that I'm pretty sure he stole from someone else. I'm pretty sure I've read this somewhere else before. And basically, Alt comes in and scares the guy. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go into early retirement. I'm out of here." And he leaves. And so she storms through the rest of the clock tower, terrifying people. Comes across L'Oreal.
Lorelei?
Lorelei. There we go.
I think it is.
You realize the other thing you were referencing was a shampoo brand, right?
Fuck you.
No.
You know, I wouldn't put it past
the
them.
Queen of the Clock Tower, the Vice Director.
The Queen of the Clock Tower.
Because apparently, if you actually go by Nasuverse law, the Director of the Clock Tower, who never actually appears, is the Christian god.
What?
Wait.
Yeah, if you
what?
Yeah. The director who never actually turns up, if you go into like all the obscure references in like buried in like the materials and stuff, is apparently the Christian god.
Oh,
That sounds like a stupid fan in theory.
It actually, if you go through the references, it's not confirmed, but it's heavily implied. Shall we say?
So it's stupid fan in theory.
Yes.
Like I say,
You've got to understand, mate. You're talking to a guy who has spent hours researching Dark Souls 1 alone with Sneaky. I take everything with a grain of salt.
Like I'm saying, it's not confirmed or anything like that.
Okay, basically what Max is trying to get at is that if it doesn't say straight out in the canon that the director is God, then it's a fan in theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, then very well. Then it is a fan theory.
It's one of those things where it's like it's a nice theory and your evidence is compelling, but until I get the affirmative, I'm just going to treat that as a stupid fan theory.
Yeah, that
unlike a majority of the theories that we came up with in our Dark Souls story, which were then later proven correct in canon in Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, the only Souls game I've played is Demon Souls, so I wouldn't know anything about that.
Oh. You played the OG.
Yes, I have. I've actually got Dark Souls, the first one, but I've never actually played it because I said I won't play that until I actually finish Demon Souls, and I'm a little bit better than a mediocre player, so when I actually do get around to playing it, I'll start an entirely new game because I've forgotten how to play.
Okay, from what I understand about Demon Souls, to easy mode the game, just go Pyromancer in Demon Souls.
I thought that was just Dark Souls in general.
I just about stabbing people with a spear.
In Demon Souls, apparently Pyromancy is stupid strong. Like, don't forget, Pyromancy gets kind of shitty about mid-game in Dark Souls until you ascend the flame. In Demon Souls, it's just good through the entire game.
Yeah, I just stab people with a spear. Keeps me out of their range.
But anyway, so Alt confronts L'Oreal Shampoo, and and goes, "Tell me where Voldemort is." Except she doesn't call him Voldemort; she calls him Oldemort Thing. And
yes, the required bashing of Voldemort's name that happens all the time.
And then L'Oreal's like, I don't know what do. I can't help. No. And then she's like, maybe I'll get bored and kill everyone here. And she's like, oh my god, yeah, I'll help you then. And then Alt's like, lol, I'm chaotic stupid, guys. And then turns L'Oreal Shampoo into a dead apostle ancestor.
A vampire, basically.
Yeah. And, let's see. Oh, yeah, and then L'Oreal Shampoo goes into a coma.
Okay, then.
Yep.
Good to know.
Author's note. Alt is a very whimsical person. She's not good or evil, but tends to be chaotic in her actions. Literally, this person has never played chaotic neutral before. He's only played chaotic stupid. I hate those sorts of people. My character's just so crazy. He's gonna jump off this bridge and then do a backflip off the gnome.
You know, honestly, I would have mad respect for someone who played chaotic stupid, but that was literally just an act. Like when you ask them what was your reasoning for doing this, they have this long drawn out explanation, and by the end you're just utterly convinced that their action was the right one.
Yes, Goody. Yes, that is correct. Anyway. She simply decided to turn the queen because she did. Again, you can blame Zelrich for this. How? Was Zelrich just sitting there behind his screens going, I am assuming direct control? Okay, so next chapter, it gets worse. You might be wondering, how does this get worse? Well, the answer is we move into a family setting. Harry is now 4 years old and is cooking food with the level of Shiro skill. And Alt's like, oh, isn't this adorable? And, yeah, by the way, he's 4. Just want to keep that in mind. So, this is very important. So, blah, blah, blah. Basically, nothing happens besides the following things. Is that the author comes out and tells us that Harry has Phoenix levels of regeneration. That his blood suppresses the bloodlust the vampires feel. His blood makes them stronger. And he cuts himself 3 times a day to fill up a tall glass of blood for his big sister Alt. Also, he rides primate murder and calls it Big Doggy. You're fucking disgraced on soccer. that would actually be an amusing unlimited lamb sauce. Did I kill Atin and Max already?
I just haven't had anything to say.
Oh, and you're just suffering in silence.
Indeed.
Alright, so we're talking about food for a while, and then the blood, and how he cuts himself. Oh yeah, and then Zelrich comes in, he's like, Alt, I'm super mad at you, and Alt's like, I'm sorry, don't hurt me. And then Zelrich is like, no, just kidding with you, I'm a huge troll, I thought that was awesome. Also, she's in a coma now, so that's a thing. Then they make up, and then Zelrich teleports Ark into the home, and Ark's like, hi, I see Alt, I'm gonna go murder the shit out of her, as Ark does. And then she sees Harry, and she's like, whoa, there is a child here, I no longer want to kill things, this is so shocking. And talk about how Zelrich can't cook, and how Alt had to fight off of a spaghetti monster. And this is the author's note about why Harry cuts himself every single day. If any of you are wondering why Harry cuts himself every single day, remember that he's a 4-year-old in a not normal home. He's a young, impressionable child who wants to please his mom by doing whatever he can to be helpful, even if this includes using pointy objects to slice open his wrists. Fortunately, doing so does not appear to have negative effects, and Harry has built up an impressive pain tolerance so it doesn't bother him anymore. As in, he's somehow been doing this for several years? Question mark? Alt is not human, and has done nothing to curb his bloodletting because she likes his blood. Stream is being fucky. I've only dropped 1 frame. So, well, that's neat, Arn, but unfortunately, I can't cover AO3 fix on the podcast because of their interesting terms of service.
So it's only fanfiction.net that you can do.
Surface.
As far as I am aware, I looked at terms of service on several different websites. Fanfiction.net seems to be the only one that takes full assumption of the ownership of all fanfictions and makes them public works. Which is the other reason why you're not allowed to directly sell fanfiction. On fanfiction.net, at least. Because technically you're selling something you don't own. Because fanfiction.net owns it. But anyway, so yeah, Arc pops up in the next chapter, and we get some pretty long dialogue about how she goes on murder sprees, and then she drinks some of Harry's blood, and she's like, "Woo, lad, I don't feel like I want to murder people anymore." Then Harry adopts her as his other big sister. And they want to kill Zelrich for calling them sisters. And then Zelrich draws a circle on the ground, and they test Harry for magecraft capabilities, and he has super very high potential. He doesn't have any magic crests though. Then stuff happens, and really, it's just like it's just bad. It just keeps going on and gets better. And better, I mean awful. So it just... Oh yeah, by the way, Alt also kills all the evil nobles in Harry Potter. Yeah. So like the Malfoys and the Goyles and the Crabs and... Yeah, they're all dead.
Of course they are.
So, yeah, that was the thing. So, anyway, moving on to a actual story we can sit down and cry at. That's not a fate fic. Where was it? Is it this one? I think it's this one. Where's it this one? Oh, yes, here we go. Magical Girl, Lyrical Noah. High School D times D.
Okay, and now that you've tortured me with that, I'm booting off to bed.
Alright.
Because it's gone past midnight.
Take care. Oh, here we go. Even better, actually. The Black Winged Hero.
People.
We'll get to Noah last, so you can suffer properly. Oh, what? I'm here, but my parent is discussing shit with me. Okay.
Yeah, I hate living with other people. I miss when I lived on my own. It's not like I, don't tell you guys, hey, I've got a thing tonight. Please leave me alone.
There is 2 points in time of the entire week that you should not contact me at all. Please do not do this. And then they do it anyway because, well, fuck you, it's not important.
It's not like you've actually made money off of it. Oh, wait.
I don't think they believe that.
At
all.
Sucks for them. Black Winged Hero by One Winged Angel of Death. A new world. This is what Naruto found himself in after he woke up from his near-death experience after Kayuga pushed him through the portal with the last of her strength. Thankfully, an angel, or rather a fallen one, happened to be there to give him life once again. Now reborn as a fallen angel, Naruto will face new enemies and challenges like he's never seen before. Such as Naruto times harem.
What?
Harem. He has a harem.
I would say, really? Can it be worse than fighting, like, basically God?
Maybe? So I finally decided to get back and change a mistake I made in this story. Writing it? I kind of wish I did this a bit earlier, but
Thinking
well,
that people liked it.
I'm lazy. Anyway, there aren't many changes to be done, just scaling down Azazel since I made him a bit too strong and the Guadudugadama mistake I made. Other than that, all is everything the same. For any new readers, please enjoy and leave a review. As always, this is the final harem. Akeno, Rias, Zenobia, Gabriel, Serafal, Koneko, Kuroka, Yasaka, Kalwanar, Ophis, Rosris, and Graphia. As for Graphia being married with a child in canon, well, I have something to fix that, so don't worry.
Is it a coat hanger? I finally got it.
Wow. That's
Fuck
really
you.
fucked.
Who would enjoy this? Yeah, people apparently enjoy this. Roughly 5,000 people enjoy this story. Interesting story. Please continue. Reverse rape. Please update soon. I want more. Are you still writing this? Another great story that is now eating dust. This was a nice story. Let's see how Naruto and the kitten go from there. Is Ophis trying to gag Naruto's powers by letting him feel betrayed?
What?
What the hell is this?
I think he's trying to say gauge.
A
Using
most
the wrong
awesome story, let me guess. Ophis changes her mind and Kuroka carries Naruto's child. And Ophis wants to use Naruto's son-daughter power? My guy.
What the fuck are these reviews?
You need to update this. It's been almost a year since your last update. It's just getting good. Oh god. Why? Why can't this story remain abandoned? And that was the moment Sneaky lost all viewers. Yeah, probably. Pain!
Yeah,
It's not enough! That is all Naruto felt as he plummeted deeper and deeper into the endless void of Kaguya's portal. He could scarcely remember how it all happened, even if it only occurred a few moments. The extent of the pain in his body was going through was so great, he couldn't even hear the voices of the tailed beasts inside him calling out for him. From what little he remembered, he knew that they managed to seal away Kaguya, that he was certain of. However, with the last bits of her power, she managed to push him through one last portal. Or rather, most of them. As his left arm hadn't been able to pass through before the gate closed on it. Oh wow! Oh, it's so clever! You're copying literally the end of Naruto. Ooh. Is portal of a euphemism? No, it's literally a portal. Without a master to control it, the portal was left without a proper exit, leaving the sole inhabitor of the void no means of escape as far as he knew. Okay, so A, again, that is not canonical power for Kaguya. Her portals open up directly to a place. There is no in-between for her portals. So this is already based off of her AU premise. So you get sins for that, I guess. 'Cause I really hate it when... I'm fine with AU stuff, like, don't get me wrong. I've read some really good AU stuff. But when people are like, oh, yes, actually all of the events happened the way they did because it's an alternate universe in which everything was different and works exactly as I needed it to get this story to this point. It's like... Okay. That makes your story shit because it's based off of shit, but okay. Or my favorites. This happens a lot in Worm fanfictions. I don't know how much you've encountered this, Max, since I don't know how much fanfiction you read these days. But, where they'll just add villains.
Like custom villains?
Like original character villains. Like, one story I was reading out, it was, Taylor gets necromorphs as her power.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. We get like 20 chapters in. It's pretty solid stuff. And then the author unveils that there is Endbringer lights. There's 20 Endbringer lights according to the Zodiac Wheel. And in between every Endbringer attack, 2 of them will show up and destroy a city.
Ah.
And it's just like, wait, what? And like,
if
you
that
know,
was the case, humanity would be long dead.
well, yeah, and you know it's obvious why they did that. It's so that there's a tier between beating an Endbringer and beating a normal villain. And they wanted Taylor to do, which they did end up doing. Taylor ended up beating one of these Endbringer lights and eating it and gaining its powers through necromorphery or whatever. And it was just it was a story killer for me. And then there was another story that I was interested in that was, pretty good start, solid, interesting power set. And then they're like, oh yes, actually Skidmark doesn't lead the merchants. It's this completely original character called Wild Charge or something like that. I was just like, what? And then there's some other stories that I've seen occasionally where they're like, oh, there's this other gang called, like, the Skin Stealers. And they're actually fighting the E88. It's like, what? Why are you including this original content where there was no need for it? Why is Skidmark suddenly not the boss of the merchants? Oh, because I wanted a competent boss for the merchants. I would say Skidmark's a fairly competent boss for the merchants, considering they've been able to last as long as they have in a city with hyper-Nazis who have more villains on their team than heroes in the rest of the city.
That's a good point.
And Lung! That's their competition! 11 villains and Lung! And yet they're still going strong!
Well, to be fair, they stuck to the slums and didn't actually try to impose on other territories. That's part of why they lasted so long.
But he was smart enough not to like. Fight
Okay, but that's the thing though, Max. Is like, I could see excuses. Where is this coming from? This is called Fanfiction Contempt Theater, where I rant about fanfiction. Where is this particular rant coming from specifically? From the author's inability to get Naruto into another universe without making up powers for the big bad to do that with. But for like the problems I have with people saying Skidmark's a bad boss or he's only there because he's sticking in the slums That doesn't make sense, though, because the PRT could easily move against the merchants without upsetting any sort of power balance then in the city. But they don't. And I realize that's partially because of Wildbow's obsession with incompetent authority. But that's how it is. That's the canon. So, you know. Moving on with the story. Anyway, so Naruto sees light in the distance and he swims towards the light, and then something happens, and then he dies. And his corpus fell until he reached the light. And then Azazel had a bad day. And then blah blah blah, Chaos Brigade, blah blah blah, he needed a miracle. And then Naruto exploded into existence in front of him. And then blah blah blah, he seemed to be human, but he was super strength. And noticing that the blonde was dead, he assumed he had died. Azazel hummed as he crouched next to the corpus.
It really does say corpus.
It says corpus.
Every time we say it, I'm like,
So glad it's a what is it, Max? A game you always play?
Warframe.
Warframe.
Yeah, I was really confused. I'm like, why the fuck does he keep... What does a fucking greedy bunch of... What does a bunch of economic zealots have to do with this?
Everything, apparently.
Well,
Oh no. Arn, what have you done? Arn, what have you found?
the prestigious site for pointless stories. Specify the details of your chosen fandom. Move the sliders, and the page will generate a story based on your input. Most of the snippets were inspired by real examples of fanfiction from fanfiction.net. Because of potential sexual and violent stories, readers are warned. The generator is not work safe. Additionally, under EU law, we are required to inform you that this site uses cookies.
I
understand the danger to my sanity. Oh god.
I just generated one of these.
Crossover mode.
Would you like this one, Sneaky?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure OS
Oh
time.
no.
Yes. Alright. I'm liking this. So...
by the way, Sneaky, I don't know if you want to know this. I decided to generate a Naruto one. Naruto versus Orochimaru, the final battle.
Oh,
by Serenity Dark Moon Raven. What the fuck is the website?
Just, guys, pull out now.
Violence rating, super high. Ego rating, definitely high. No sex, of course. Cliche rating, mega high.
Oh no. Arn, what have you done?
Make story. Oh god, it hits too close to home! It hits too close to home!
95-10 versus Dr. Norton.
Where is Noah's hair?
Angry Killer 9021 said I couldn't do it.
Oh, no. This is too close to home!
Oh no! Yo, it's 7:40. Where is that fuckwad?
Dunno.
They said I couldn't stick with anything. This will be proof positive and it will be awesome. I'm do this in 3 parts. Below is just the intro, which doesn't count towards those 3, like the Hobbit movie. By the way, I'll finish the last parts of my other JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus OS Ton story later, by the way.
I like the casual shots fired.
Oh god. It's too real. It's too. This is a computer generated fanfiction story based off of fanfiction from fanfiction.net. Someone fed an AI shitty fanfiction from a bunch of sections, and now we have the option to just generate stories.
This could keep this segment going forever.
Oh my god. This is both glorious and the worst thing to have ever existed.
Humanity may have gone too far with this one.
Dr. Norton screamed as she gazed at her massive armies. Soon I will rule 95 Tan's planet, and nobody can stop me. Author's note, OMG, how will 95 Tan defeat Dr. Norton? Find out below, OMG.
Wait, what the? Oh my god, Sneaky, did you see the chaos slider at the top?
There's a chaos slider?
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn it, Max! There's one for Gundam.
Oh no!
Turn it up. Turn it all the way up.
What the fuck happened?
Oh god! This is Star Wars!
What happened?
Oh my gosh, this is amazing!
What the fuck did I come into?
Star Wars mode. Episode 4.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What have you done?
Is this? I don't. What?
It is an AI-generated fanfiction story of JoJo's
God.
Bizarre Adventures and OS Ton.
Why is there so many at symbols?
Oh,
Because Sneaky
return
turned the chaos up.
Alright, let's go with medium chaos.
Let's
Oh boy.
just knock it down a little bit. It's at COAS right now. Oh god, Sneaky, it changes the formatting.
It does.
Oh Jesus! What
It
the
does.
Fuck?
Oh, that hurts.
Oh no!
Alright, so let's see what happens. There we go.
Oh boy.
Turn
Jojo's
it up.
movement
What do you
versus
mean
OST.
turn it up? There's no sound from this.
There's no sound.
No, he was talking about the chaos slider.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Oh, good, we're back in Star Wars
I mean,
mode.
I really wished it was like a little bit better angled so we could actually read it, but
Yeah, the angling is really bad on that.
yeah.
You know why it's really bad on it?
Why?
Because that's like episode 5 angling when it was really shitty.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is Trish was in the shower. She had just been beaten up badly by older girls. She watched the red blood spin down the drain. Secretly, though, she was quite attracted to Serenity Dark Moon Raven.
Okay, hold on a second. So I had it randomly generate a Batman one for me. It seems NASA's arch enemy, the Taliban, is up to their old tricks again. They're after one of the Joker gases.
Why was I pinged for this? Why was I pinged for this?
Because you must suffer!
My suffering must be more severe.
You're suffering. D-Train Dark.
I
Oh,
blame Atin
Sneaky,
for
no.
this. Sneaky, no.
Yes.
Let's turn down the
what-
cliche rating to about medium.
What have you done to us, Arn? What have you wrought upon this channel?
Oh god, okay.
Sneaky, don't forget to click UFIC since it's D-Trade Dark. Right next to
hold on,
sex.
I'm trying to get the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
So what? This is just a bot.
Yeah, it's just a bot.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
We've gone too far.
Alright, let's see. What do we really want to see here? Let's go with Toho.
Sneaky, clearly we should do Power Rangers and.
No, here we go. Toho, Pokemon, and yep, there we go. Nailed it. Nailed it.
God.
Okay. Arn. Yep. Okay, nailed it.
Oh my god.
We're gonna turn the
This
sack.
is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
And the violence obviously has to go all the way up.
Mega super unlimited blade works. Sex
What have you
rating
done?
all the way down. Yes, thank God.
What have-
Violence rating
Wait.
max.
I'm sorry, what did you just say setting? What fucking setting?
You heard me.
Oh, good. The
Oh,
villain is
no.
Mewtwo.
Oh no.
Okay, so we're shipping Arn with Squirtle. That
Arn, what have you done? What the fuck have you done?
Fate
He's
Stay
never gonna
Night.
shut up about this now.
No.
Fate Stay Night meets Pokemon vs. Toho Project. The Return of GS Ball, unofficial and uncensored by Cledwin.
Please stop spreading lies, Sneaky.
Oh. Alright, a bit more cliche? Okay. Bit more ego, too. Alright, make story.
you're a horrible person.
This is too. No, you don't understand. This is too accurate for Cledwin. This is too accurate for Cledwin. Arn, can you confirm this is too accurate for a Cledwin fic? Adventures of Arn Jr. Saber in love.
Frustration for Arn Jr. Second cut.
Cledwin meets Arn Jr. An interview I did.
Oh.
Oh, meanwhile, Arn's mind was wandered back to the past. It was Mewtwo's housewarming party, which everyone was invited to. The party was awesome as always because Rin was hosting it. Arn was pretty drunk that day. He already had punched a bunch of people. Squirtle a few times because he is stupid. Blood was spilled, but that was normal in this sort of party, as was the pile of bodies.
I mean, to be fair, it's
You did turn up the violence to literally tier like 12.
If Arn was honest, he couldn't remember much that happened. Only something about a mammal, a goat, and a pair of scissors.
What the fuck?
when did Kill la Kill get thrown in here?
Just now,
Don't lose
apparently.
your goat.
Get out.
Okay.
I think Sneaky's going to die.
There was one thing that stuck in his mind, though. Something he would never forget. Squirtle. Squirtle was wearing a Mewtwo mask that night. It was a fancy dress party, by the way, author's note. It was one of the best costumes at the party. Everyone had come as something or someone else. Charmander was dressed as Saber. Saber was dressed as Rin. Rin was dressed as Arn Jr. Arn Jr.
This is becoming a level of what the fuck is going on. This is reaching shit post.
What do you mean it's reaching? It was already there.
No, you don't understand, Max. You don't understand. It was at. Okay, this is just a meme
Guys,
story.
I think Sneaky's gonna die on stream.
He might.
Max, it was just a meme story before, but now we've reached full shit post.
Arn was instantly attracted to Squirtle in his costume. The way he moved, the way he talked, the way he flicked his hair. Squirrel was doing a karaoke number. It was Let It Go, and he was awesome. He sung like they were possessed. The audience was transfixed by Squirtle.
Oh my god.
Arn got up and sang too. When Squirtle was singing Let It Go, it was like the words spoke to him. Squirtle seemed to be addressing each word of the song just to him. The room faded away, and it was just the two of them. No one else in the world. They gazed into each other's eyes as Squirtle put his soul into the last lyric, and then silence. Suddenly Arn was woken out of the flashback by current events. This story is one of those lone heroes' struggle to overcome forces of evil. The indestructible hero is Arn Jr., author's note. I'm almost disappointed the sex meter is down.
You okay there, Sneaky?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, terms of service reasons. On your own time, you can get the steamy flashbacks. Once upon a time, after my great adventures, I was wondering what to do that week. I had picked up my life from where I left it and wanted to make something from it. Then, all of a sudden, a strange woman appeared on my doorstep. She was hidden beneath a long cloak and had long brown nails on her fingers. Her dirty hair flourished down beneath the cloak, and she had glowing eyes. "You are not what you think you are," said the strange woman. "What do you mean?" I said. "You are not who you think you are," she said again with a mysterious crackling voice like a bad radio transmission. "I still do not understand you," I said. "Here, take this," she said, and gave Ian Buddy Christ. "Take this and give it to your parents or guardian. They will know what to do with it."
The fuck?
Jesus Christ. It's just, it just keeps going.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Okay, I'm gonna read the final note part and then get back to the actual fan fiction so we can all breathe a sigh of relief. So the ending of the author's note. Well, let's see how accurate this is. It has come to my attention some readers don't like my art. They say it's anti-Semitic. Excuse me, but all Jews are like that. And racist. I had a black classmate. And horribly violent. This is mature. Didn't you read the disclaimer? That hurts me a lot.
What the fuck is going on?
Do you know how long it takes to write my stories? Do you think I like being stuck at home with nothing to do but writing my soul? My favorite show just ended and I was on Team Jacob. Writing is the only thing that makes me happy, and if that is good enough for you people, then I'm going to call it quits. That's right, I'm quitting this story. I will never finish it. You have forced me into this. Are you happy now? I want to thank Pretty Snape 5 and Tinker Snuggums for better reading. I can't take this anymore. That was, unfortunately, really accurate for a Cledwin exit.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm sitting here with this Naruto one that I decided to make for some fucking reason. It's in first person. From Naruto's point of view, would you like to know the ending line, Sneaky?
Sure.
Then I was crowned Space Queen of Konoha.
Is it a Metroid Prime cross?
No, it's just Naruto by itself.
Alright, well, I'm favoriting that, and we can come back to that some other time. God, I was dying.
Wait. Why is there a comment section?
Oh, God.
Okay, alright, that's okay. That's about... It's...
Anyway,
Why?
so, back to Black Winged Hero. Blah 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 blah. The boy was super powerful and blah blah blah. If he had to compare it to a yokai, he would be a whole new level of yokai. Blah 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 blah. He made everyone else seem weak by comparison. Maybe he should stop comparing him already and resurrect the dead human. Reaching into a pocket, he pulled out an orb. I have this prototype orb. I hope this works. And then he pushed the orb into the blonde's chest. And then he laughed in joy as a massive magical circle appeared under the blonde. He jumped out of the range of the seal, and then it erupted in a column of black light with golden sparks. And then the black light faded away. The teen's body, which at one time had been lifeless, had steady movement that signified breathing. The blonde's body had been nearly completely restored, minus the severed arm. I can't believe it worked, Azazel said to himself as he patted himself on the back for a job well done. Walking over to the formerly dead body, he felt the power within the body grow even larger by a decent margin. Well, better take him to a place to rest and see what I can do about his arm, he said as he picked up the blonde teen. Out of his back, 12 jet black rings sprouted before he took off into the air. Now, when was this posted? So this was posted, in fact, after the Ruby Yang thing, with her arm being chopped off. So let's see if they're gonna rip straight from Ruby.
Oh boy.
What?
Nothing, I'm just... Oh
Naruto's
boy.
eyes slowly opened to find himself in an unknown bedroom. The place looked like it belonged to someone with an above-average amount of wealth back in Konoha. He couldn't help but let out a yawn. Speaking of yawning, your story is boring as shit. Wait, left hand, I lost my arm, how do I still have it? Do you like it? You better be thankful. I spent a lot of resources to make you it. Blah 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 info dump, blah 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 info dump, blah 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 blah. You were dead, so I resurrected you. You're now a fallen angel under my command. Blah 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 info dump, blah 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 info dump, blah 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 blah. I created you a new arm and even added a feature like a gun to it.
Because that's normal.
So, literally just lifting Ruby. Okay. Bye, Birdie. Press F.
Don't worry, I put a gun in your hand. Why?
What could go
So
wrong?
now we're playing Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice. That'll be a much more interesting game.
Oh, we will, Birdie.
Oh boy, the fan service just shot up by like 1,000%.
Everyone's a girl, and they all have boobs, and they're all big boobs, and they all jiggle every single time you fight someone. You're gonna regret it when you have to fight the fat bosses. Anyway, so, blah blah blah, copied Ruby's arm thing for Yang. Blah 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 blah. You should join my faction because I've resurrected you as a fallen angel and you can't go anywhere else. On top of that, he can't contact the Biju inside him, and his chakra had changed due to the transformation he had gone through. Well, okay, I accept your offer then. And, blah 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 blah, let's be off. Go get dressed. I still can't believe I'm never gonna see my friends again. And then he was crying a bit, and then blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah, he had nothing to connect his past to himself. Blah 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 blah. Naruto walked over to the man to see what he was making. He found him making some strange kind of meat formed into strips. Really? Naruto's never
Is that what
seen
they're calling it
bacon.
now?
No, apparently Naruto's never seen bacon. Even though it's like bacon. It's a piece of fried meat. What I'm getting at is it's a piece of fried meat. And they had pigs. So he would know what bacon is. And humans just invented it. Isn't it so strange? We never had bacon in heaven. Look, I'll go along with the humans invent some crazy shit idea for a lot of things, like that one guy who tried making a new form of synthetic rubber and accidentally made sticky notes. I can believe a lot of shit when it comes to humanity's inventions, but wow, look at these strips of meat that you fry instead of not frying them. Isn't it wild? Technically, pork isn't allowed in heaven because of Bible things.
That's not true at all.
I'm fairly certain that's not true, but you know, Max may have a different opinion.
I'm sorry. What's Max supposed to have a different opinion of?
Pork being allowed in heaven.
That doesn't. Wait, really? Is that act?
I'm pretty sure
Someone's
that's just a
trying to
Muslim
claim
thing.
that. I think maybe they're thinking of like the
Islam?
Quran?
That's the Quran, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Quran and the Hebrew book.
The Torah?
Torah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would just like to point out that the reason why pigs were banned was because they ate a lot of food, were hard to take care of in a desert, and were prone to having parasites, which also could infect humans and make you sick. Really sick. And so a smart person in both the Jewish and the Arabic / Muslim case was like, okay, eating this animal makes us all really sick. Yeah, God commanded us to not eat this animal, so stop eating it. Also, don't take care
But
of it.
it's tasty.
But yeah, it's like also the whole like wash your feet thing in Islam is also for parasites and etc. But Lupine apparently went over some of our previous videos and left some comments on them, such as Harry by Proxy is an amazing story, which he's absolutely incorrect on. And see, you know, this is why we rebelled against the British. If you want a bad fic with Gilgamesh fusion, do this one. Oof. Okay. That one's next, I suppose. Okay, so let's keep going. So anyway, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. This bacon is not as good as ramen, but it's still pretty good. We should train you. We need to learn how much power you actually have. Naruto's jaw fell open because of how big the training area was. Blah 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 blah. It took me forever to create a machine that makes training areas expanded it bigger on the inside. An angel's wings are a way of how indicating how powerful they are. Don't be sad if you don't have that many wings. Oh my god, you have 12 wings? Naruto laughed and scratched the back of his head. I guess that's a good thing? Good, this is great. I never expected this. However, I believe the best way to test one's power is through battle. Naruto smiled and retracted his wings. As cool as they were, he didn't know how to fight with them. He made a bunch of clones. And to Naruto, nothing felt any different except feeling stronger. He could feel a second form of energy inside him now that was mixing with his chakra system and making his chakra even more potent. Wait, he found the episode with Harry by proxy in it? No, he didn't find the episode. He was just commenting on one of the episodes that I had that I commented on Harry by proxy and how it's bad and trash. I'm pretty sure you could ping Isley on the Discord. She'll probably be able to tell you which episode Harry by proxy's in. She does have the archivist role for a reason. Anyway, so Naruto and Azazel are fighting, and it's moderately decently choreographed, and by that I mean it's just Naruto doing Naruto things like sending massive waves of clone and using Rasengan. And Azazel stabs them all. I hope I didn't kill them, and then more clones appeared, and Naruto beats him up into the air and then beats him into the ground and then slams a Rasengan into him. And then Naruto entered the Sage mode and describing what Sage mode looks like. And then he's beating up Azazel with Sage mode. And, yep, and blah 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 blah, curb stomp, curb stomp, curb stomp. Curb stomp, curb stomp, ha 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 ha, I was just joking, this isn't even my final form. The kid gloves come off now. And then Azazel got even stronger. And then they're fighting with each other still. And then Azazel's taking more damage. And then Naruto uses a Rasen Shuriken, but it also is made out of lava. And
that seems perfectly normal.
What could possibly go wrong?
Pretty sure this is the author with the... Is it? Oh yeah, Hero Like No Other, there it is!
No. No.
Yep, there it is.
Frosty the Snowman.
This must have been one that I missed. Because I'm just thinking about the Naruto one where it was like, oh, I'll just have little Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
Gundam.
I love that one because it made Atin so mad.
I know it did.
I'm
You
so
remember
glad
that one,
my
At?
rage can be helpful for you.
Anyway, the infinite ammo pistols, because they were larger on the inside or whatever, and they could recharge or something. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. And it slammed into Azazel, and then Naruto was shocked about how strong it was. And then Naruto flew down to Azazel and then was like, yo, how strong was that? Well, that was super strong. I'm so glad I reincarnated you. Gotta admit, though, I wish I took you seriously from the start. But I can at least say you have 12 rings for a reason, and that's without even knowing how to use light energy. He had been shocked about how powerful Azazel was. The man wasn't near as strong as Kaguya or Madara in his final form, but he was comparable to Madara when he was under Edo Tensei. You didn't do that bad yourself, Naruto said to the fallen angel as he landed on solid ground. Looking at Azazel, he saw his body covered with burns from the explosion. And then blah blah blah, I'm gonna train you more. Did I hit you too hard? I can already fly. I meant flying with your wings, unless you plan on transforming every time you wanted to fly. Which I don't suggest you do, because you should keep that as a hidden ace. Hell, you'll probably be able to curb stomp everyone. Alright, let's train you now. Oh boy, this is going to be fun.
What? It doesn't even say anything? It's just like, okay, time to train now.
Yes.
Apparently.
Please, no more original characters or harems. I already added 2 more to the harem list, and I refuse to add any more. I always love stories like this, where the author's like, I don't want any more harem suggestions. And then, like, next chapter comes out, it's like, alright, well, I have accepted 2 more harem suggestions. Don't send me any more. And then next chapter comes out, it's like, the revised list of harem is now 8 long. And then the next chapter comes out, it's like, the revised list of harem is now 22 long. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And you're just like, dude.
I thought you said you were done adding. Yeah, those are always fun.
I love the raw amount of sarcasm that exists in Atin. Oh, there you go, Atin. You're being praised.
That's all Atin has going for
Pretty
him.
much all I have. Yeah, Max is right.
I would try to do more voices tonight, but all that laughing has, like, fucked my sinuses.
It probably has fucked you up in more ways than one.
Anyway, so this is the fic that Lupine recommended.
Oh no.
So this is supposed to
Harry
be
and the Moon Cell. Do you know anything about the
I know
extra
jack
Stella timeline?
shit about extra.
Okay. Oh god.
So this is supposed to be a Harry Potter Nasuverse crossover in which Gilgamesh is fused into someone or something like that.
I don't know. Link the fucking story.
If you want a bad Gilgamesh fusion, look here. Okay, that's what that was. Okay. Yep. So linking the story into the Discord.
God, this is gonna hurt because Gilgamesh is a really awesome character. Oh boy.
Oh my god, Arn. This is a quote from one of the stories that got generated. Harry woke up next to Ron. Earlier that week he found out he was gay. Voldemort is back, he said. My spider sense is tingling. If he is back, then he must be a zombie. That's good thinking. Suddenly,
What?
Hermione came in quickly. The parcel mouth is back. He killed Luna and the giant Batman. Oh bugger, said Harry. At that moment, Granger dropped down on the floor from mysterious causes of death. No, said our hero. No, he repeated in an upset tone of voice. She was my friend. I am very upset. There, there, Harry. Ron patted the chosen one on the back. Thanks. That's all better now. Smiley face. Look, she had something in her hand. Inside was a secret encrypted coded note.
Thanks, I'm all better now. Thanks, I'm all better now. I was just being a whiny bitch before.
The pineapple will destroy the wheelbarrow as the comb of evil returns. This must be the clue. Let's go. Oh god,
This generator
it's
is
so,
such a treat.
It's so accurate, it hurts.
This generator's such a treat. It's great.
Alright, so Fate Extella Cross. A true one this time, instead of just taking some of the characters. A glitch transports Harry into Mooncell. AU post Flame Poem arc and grants him what he would otherwise lack. A large family. Harry times female berserker and female assassin. Might have others. Little big sister caster. Gray Harry. Semi-crack.
The gray Harry, is that supposed to be like morally gray or something?
Yes.
Shit.
So basically what authors do to advertise their story for the Harry Potter section is that they'll either say black or gray Harry, basically to indicate how badly the Harry Potter is going to be written. Alright, so important author note. I will call the 3 parts of the Extella main character by what part they are, aka mind, body, and soul. This is because there are parts with 2 or more of them at once. Also, the female MC. Also, dead servants will be alive. I'll be modifying a large part of the Flame Poem arc, mostly because I haven't finished the game.
Speaking of, I need to finish the story myself.
You probably do.
Oh god.
Give him what he lacks. A large family. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't even know Extella, and I already want to stab someone from just looking at the sentence structure. It had been months since the battle for the Mooncell had ended. The constantly expanding land had reached peace. The 3 factions had claimed territories and only fought each other over a new sector if it appeared on the borders of their land. What is this, For Honor?
Yes.
Oh no, that...
No, Sneaky, it can't be For Honor because the territory matters.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oof.
That's an oof.
Completely deserved.
No one said
That
it
was a
wasn't.
fucking brutality.
Kilimanjaro. Sorry.
I mean, I don't know. I like For Honor specifically because I screamed at the top of my lungs into the open mic and proceeded to 1v4 the enemy team and win.
Oh, those were some fun moments, especially when people still didn't know how to fight the big Japanese dude.
I was playing
Shoku.
Highlander, which, by the
You mean
way,
Shrek?
is the best class, period.
Didn't Highlander get knocked down in season 2?
He
Like
did.
the season 2
You are-
characters
you are
came in and
correct
just
in thinking
fucking
that.
swept the cast, from what I heard.
Yeah, but Highlander is still great.
Wasn't Highlander really shit at launch, actually?
Yeah. But Highlander
And
is still
then-
great.
And then he got, like, mid-tier after the first major balance patch. By the end of season 1, he was finally enough where it's like, I can fight!
I still love the Highlander, though.
But, oh god, what was the big one called? It was the show something. That one was fun, because people, like, I would just let people beat on the character.
Beat your belly
No, I just let them hit my character until I got low enough to get the one-shot grapple.
Right.
Because he would just arbor through everything.
Yeah.
It's like, I could fight you fair, or I can say fuck that, not use my bad frames, and just grab you.
Anyway, so For Honor, but worse. Unfortunately, glitches were running rampant. Blah blah blah. Disappearing stuff. Really weird glitches, such as the time when thousands of attack programs made a conga line that went on for weeks. It was a single glitch that ruined many plans. A glitch that would cause many problems. A glitch that would prove to be the salvation of a child. The background process was being repaired, starting pulsing in sync with a set of newly erected wards set on Earth, and assimilated the wards and tried to drag the person that they were attached to into the digital world, an action that should have killed him, if not for many other non-damaged processes. They were able to link to the younger boy's magic and use the magic to completely process him. It sacrificed everything else. His clothes, a letter, the bedding, the basket, tracking and monitoring spells, the parasite attached to him. And since his entire body was digitized, the method saved, it would allow him to return to the physical world and back relatively easily, and allow others to do so from now on as well. Is Extella pre or post BB? Max?
Pre or post BB? What the fuck is BB?
I don't know.
Are you talking about BB from Grand Order? Because Grand Order is its own completely separate timeline.
Aren't they like all completely separate timelines? Like Stella is its own thing.
Okay, so there's
the only
Fates,
one that
there's,
like connects to each other is like Zero and Unlimited Blade Works.
There's Fate Stay Night, which has 4 or 5 routes. Fate Zero connects to all of those routes. There is Extra, which connects into Extella. Then there is Grand Order, which is its own entire fucking mess.
Well, don't forget, there's Apocrypha, which is a branch off of one of the Stay Night paths.
No, it's not a branch off Stay Night. It actually happens before Zero. Apocrypha branches off as early as, I think, the Third Grail War.
Oh, no, because it definitely has to. No, it has to happen after the Fourth Grail War.
No,
because
it was
Waver's in Apocrypha. Waver, and he has the scrap of Cloak.
It is. No, it's not after the 4th. The 4th Grail War, I don't think happened. Because it was a 70-year time difference. You're aware of that, right? It's about a 60 to 70-year time difference.
Started because Waver's part of the clock tower, and more importantly, he has the scrap
Waver
of
was
Cloak.
going to be part of the clock tower no matter what.
He has the scrap of Cloak from.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He has it in a box in his office, dude.
Yeah, didn't he steal that from his master? Like, wasn't that how he ended up summoning?
Yeah, that's how he got in.
Yeah. So he still stole it. Okay. Well, what does that have to do with the time frame?
What? He wouldn't steal it unless he was trying to get into the Grail War.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fate
the
Apocrypha did not have a 4th Holy Grail War. Fuck off, Atin.
Then why the hell does he give so much of a shit about this damn piece of Cloak?
There's a subspecies Holy Grail War. Okay. What the fuck is a subspecies Holy? This is this.
Look, dude,
Nasu, this is why.
Yeah, this is why no one.
This is why. So, like I said, there was no 4th Holy Grail War. They couldn't hold it because the 3rd one, it was stolen. Like I was trying to explain. He still ended up with Ryder in a completely separate Grail War that had nothing to do with the Fuyuki Grail Wars.
Okay. Yes, I knew that the Grail had been stolen, but I was like, they have to have at least started the 4th Grail War. Why else would he give a damn about this cloak? I didn't know that there was a completely separate, more nonsensical Holy Grail War, and for that, I will apologize.
Are you guys done?
I guess.
Okay. Well, we're gonna keep moving on. So anyway, Harry Potter as a baby goes into the digital world to find Digimon and become a digital champion. Wait, no, wrong story. Harry Potter goes into the digital world to get adopted by a bunch of heroic spirits from ages long past, and eventually fucks 2 of them.
Well,
Only 2? Yeah, that's pretty low for the Fate universe.
He did say he might add more. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Arn, why did you do this? Arn, why?
what did Arn do?
Arn has pinged me. Arn, you know you can just give me the link to that and it'll give me the whole story.
Yeah. By the way, I will say this. I'm incredibly entertained by the idea of the teams of servants like, oh god, we have to take care of a child now.
That is kind of funny, honestly.
I mean, I sort of would like to see Berserker Hercules have to take care of a child. That would be mildly entertaining.
Well, here's the thing, like, according to legends, like, Hercules was actually a pretty great dad up until the whole,
Except for the
madness
Berserker
thing.
part.
Until, Hera
Yeah.
was just like, you're not allowed to have fun anymore.
Well, theoretically, Berserker Hercules, if Ilya was his master, would still be okay with kids, because she is able to, dilute his madness enhancement to a degree.
Here's the thing. I'd like to see what would happen if Diarmuid had to take care of a kid.
This secretly is the world's best dad.
I mean...
World's best dad.
Oh, dear God.
Are you okay there, Sneaky?
No, while you guys are talking about whatever, I'm just sitting here and looking at this story. Harry Potter and the 1/16th Blood Space Prime Minister.
The one space-time minister.
No, the 1/16th Space-Time Prime Minister.
The fuck?
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince? This is Harry Potter and the 1/16th Blood Space Prime Minister.
I heard you the first time. It's still a what the fuck moment, dude.
And basically it's the story of Harry Potter, who is raised as an assassin by Lucius, and kills a family with a car bomb, and Draco has leather pants.
Huh? Why is that important? Dan's game explained.
And then and then Harry Potter assassinates the president, who is apparently Hermione. And Harry loves her. And then he had constipation. Okay.
What? What?
Why?
I am absolutely confused.
He cleansed his colon of the demon feces that were taking place inside it.
Harry, there's a really easy solution here. Stop going to Taco Bell.
It's a really easy solution. Stop going. The fuck?
Potter exploded into a toilet.
I guess you could say he laid a pot.
Fuck out.
Can I mute him?
Yes.
ahead.
Actually, a fun story. You can actually mute him now with the mute roll, as I have now finally fixed the mute roll.
Why can't I mute anyone? What the fuck?
You aren't important enough.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I can.
You
I
just
can't
can't.
mute other mods.
Yeah, no.
You can't mute the actual people that matter.
Okay. Okay.
But we can mute you with our server privileges.
Can that be changed?
No.
No.
The three of us will always have the right to mute anyone we please, and we will abuse it as we see fit.
Oh boy.
Like right now, the special counsel we're holding against Atin's obvious corruption.
Yes, I mean, after all. Oh wait, we're on stream. I can't say that. Never mind.
No, you can't say that now.
I cannot divulge the secrets of Atin's corruption to the stream. I'm sorry, stream, but you must learn of this later.
Why does everyone think I'm corrupt? I've never been offered a
You live
bribe.
in
I can't be
Chicago.
corrupt if I've never even been offered a bribe.
No, you live in Chicago. You just actually attract bribes. They disappear in your pants.
Whoa there, I'm not a Clinton.
Ooh. Well, I guess this stream's getting shut down.
The stream will be committing
Rest in
suicide.
peace, stream.
The stream shot itself in the back of the head 5 times with a shotgun. Anyway, back to the topic at hand, which is yes. Old castle, everything was exposed and burnt and scorched, and destruction we met with panic. Okay, so inside Hogwarts, the Dumbledore artifacts, that the fanon explanation is that they track Harry, they exploded in a shower of scorching heat and electricity. Because Harry turned into a Digimon. It was a quick but dirty job, but ultimately successful. The boy was saved and dropped into a safe location, like a bed that was being shared by women, right between them actually. The two were lucky that it was close to the time they normally woke up, otherwise they would have ended up with a bit of a mess. As it was, Mind woke up first and upon feeling an unfamiliar weight looked at the source and stared. She closed her eyes, took a couple deep breaths, counted 10, pinched herself, and opening her eyes, she looked again, wondering how Saber and her had a baby that was over a year old without either of them noticing. Saber, why do we have a child? She asked, shaking the aforementioned servant. Huh? A sleepy Saber mumbled. The former emperor of Rome looked at her partner. Then she felt the extra weight.
The God Emperor of mankind has children now. Even though he already had them, they're called the Primarchs.
A pop-up window appears. Nero obtains 1 migraine. The pop-up window closes. Nero gripped her head at the sheer improbability of what she was seeing hit her like a sledgehammer. Praetor, how did the child get here? She asked while massaging her temples. That's what I asked, Kate made reply in a tone so flat it made the table look like a ball. A giggling, foul smell caught their attention, and they looked at the baby who was peeing on their bed. Mind picked the baby up after he was finished and set about getting a diaper and some clothes for him. Her authority was sufficient to create them, fortunately, after 10 times. Tries to get it right. Harry was a fussy baby, though, and the two had a hard time calming him down. Even singing a lullaby did nothing but make things worse. The next 5 days saw the master and servant run ragged, to the amusement of their generals. Between feeding, changing, comforting, and seemingly random constant crying, as well as replacing the bed, they were showing that they weren't ready for this responsibility. Medusa taking advantage of the peace of the 3 factions, and blah 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 blah. Blah blah womp 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 womp. Womp 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 womp.
Snaky, is there any reason you turned on the Peanuts filter?
Oh no, I was just reading the fic. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, Arn.
Oh, there goes
Okay.
Arn.
The disadvantage of having an entirely European audience.
Yeah.
Which I still don't like. I can sort of see like, oh, I'm just coming back from dinner. I'm gonna go watch a podcast or something. I don't quite understand. Oh, hey, it's past 12 o'clock. I'm gonna go hear someone complain about shit fan fiction. Who does that?
I mean, hey, it pays our bills. Quit whining.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't pay any bills.
It could someday pay a bill.
It could
Someday.
theoretically pay a bill at some point in time, yes. A nameless archer looked at the boy, and it was a smirk. He had taken over for Medusa so she could get some sleep. And he never raised a child before, but he thought he had the basics after watching the two blunders he called bosses try it, and surprisingly a more competent Medusa go at it. The boy woke up as he finished, and seemingly delighted with his new toys, and started giggling as he started chewing on one of their edges. The man had made stuffed versions of his favorite blades. The fact that he made sure the swords were kid safe, aka floppy and cloth, earned him brownie points. The fact that the servant was a sword not known to all factions and accepted. He then, noting that the boy seemed content, moved away, but still in the same room, and so did his sword katas. He didn't notice it, but the 1-year-old was trying to mimic the arm movements with the arms that couldn't lift the swords properly. It was to this scene that Medusa came back as she came to pick up the boy. She ran to get a camera and started snapping photos before reclaiming the boy. The pictures of the boy trying to mimic the motions of the man would embarrass the boy in later decades. Anyway, so, blah 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 blah. They give him a bunch of stuff tools. Blah blah blah. Blah blah. He sucked on Lancer's spear. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. All the heroes pitched in to raise the boy. Blah 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 blah. We should name him words. Alright, okay, let's all throw out the obvious names that we would all name him, such as Arthur, Julius, Rome, etc. Oh, we should name him Harry. I don't care. Well, nope, his name is Harry now. Oh, no, we should actually name him Ferdinand. Ferdiad? Ferdiad?
I have no idea.
Alright, so we're gonna bash that cliche of naming the child Harry, which I guess I'll give the author points for, with Ferdinand, a extremely memorable and easily pronounceable name for the audience to use. One year later, blah blah blah, tragedy struck, a massive amount of programs attacked the group while he was going to his birthday. When a program sword came down on him, the grieving group went home, a home that felt emptier than it did before the child wormed his way into the group. Medusa was called to a battle in a new territory when she decided to head home since the pain was so raw. She would later regret not heading home immediately after the fight. In another location, minutes after Ferdinand vanished. Well, what do we have here? I wonder if my husband would mind us raising a child, said a figure with pink hair, fox heels, and hair, as she scooped up the sleeping 2-year-old. Okay. We have finished that. We got, it's only 8:40. You know what? I'm a bit tired. I'm pretty drained after we had that massive laugh from the fanfic generator.
Well, I'm not surprised that you're fucking tired as shit.
You see,
I
folks,
think that's the
laughter
most you've
actually hurts
laughed.
his soul.
That's the most you've laughed in quite some
You
time.
know, it was too accurate. It was just, it was too real. But Yeah, so I'm tired. I'll see you all on Tuesday or maybe this Sunday if we get the D&D stream going. But yeah, no, I'll see you all next Tuesday. And this is important information for everyone. So listen the fuck up, everyone, including the people in this chat. I may have the emphasis on the may be doing the stream at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. That's up in the air right now. We've had a bit of a schedule shuffle because one of the people are taking a vacation. And I had offered up my 4-hour shift that normally puts me over the 7 o'clock period in exchange for taking another shift from someone else. So it's not final yet. I'll keep everyone updated if it is finalized, but just want everyone to keep that in mind. And of course, come on down Tuesday because